Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a firsts tag, which is all about firsts. And I know Zoella and Joey Grasfer have both done a similar one, and yeah. Okay, so my first tweet was in 2010 on the 2nd of June, and it was me tweeting to Justin Bieber asking if he was coming to Perth. That's embarrassing. Yep. And my first YouTube video was on my first YouTube channel, which I called Newman Girl XD after my high school because I thought that was the thing to do in year 8. Obviously, school pride. It was like a music video of I put together Sick Inside by Hope Partlow and According to You by Orianthi, and put a bunch of the Pon and Z cartoons, and it just kind of played through with a bunch of cartoons in it. That was pretty cool. My first memory, probably, we used to live in Hillary's, and we had this tree out the front of our house, and my older stepsisters used to come around and we'd all play Ring-a-Ring-a-Rosie around that tree in the front yard. And my first profile picture I will attempt to put on the screen, however otherwise I might just leave a link in the description box. It was with my friend Laura at the Athletics Carnival, and I looked terrible. However, you know, once again, that's what I did. Yeah, so my first alcoholic drink, I'm pretty certain, was a cruiser. You know, just reinforcing that teen drink. My first job was at Kmart. I still work there. I've been working there for 2.5 years now. It's 2 years too long, and I actually quite enjoy it. It's a pretty good job, and they're pretty like lenient and everything, so when I have things to go do. The first person to text me today was Daniel, good mate, and my first grade teacher. I started off at OLG and I had Miss Moen, and halfway through the year I moved to Holy Rosary, and where I had Miss Cardilli. And yeah, Miss Moen, my mum and I had this joke that it was like mowing the lawn, and that was the funniest thing. Like, I was a funny child. Okay, where did I go on my first ride on an aeroplane? I'm not 100% sure if this was my first. It's the first that I remember. We went to Thailand when I was like, I think 3 or 4, and my sister had just been born, and we went with our family friends, Courtney, and the rest of her family. And yeah, I don't really think I know much about what we did before Emma was born, so, you know, that's where our lives began. Who is my best friend and do you still talk? My best friend was Lauren. We were friends in like when I went to OG, so like kindy to like probably high school. We kind of stopped talking because we went to different high schools, obviously. However, families are still friends, and so I still talk to her, not very often. The first thing that I did this morning, I'm pretty sure that I woke up and the first thing that I did was play some Farm Heroes Saga. It's a really addictive game. I advise you to give it a shot, and you know, if you play, send me some help, because I definitely need all the help I can get. The first concert I ever went to was with Laura at Challenge Stadium. It was Short Stack. Yeah, it was a pretty good concert in like my own opinion. Of course, we weren't in the mosh pit, and there was like maybe 20 people that weren't in the mosh pit. So that was a bit weird, and we were kind of sitting behind a sign and we didn't want to move because we were too young to realise that it didn't really matter because there was like barely anyone else actually in reserved seating. But you know, it was still a good concert, and I'm so glad that I got to be in proximity to Short Stack because they are beautiful human beings. But yes, my first broken bone, I haven't ever broken a bone, touch wood though, because, you know, don't want to, please. My first piercing was my ears. I got them done in year 4. I got them done because my dad said you either get them done now or never, just because my sister wanted them done. So yeah, I decided that I better do it then because I didn't want to have to spend the rest of my life not having my ears pierced. However, good effort on my part, I now only wear one earring because I let that hole close up so I can't get an earring through it, but I thought I didn't want this one to kind of close up as well. So I left one earring in. That's been like that since like the end of last year. So, you know, good like 4 or 5 months that I've just had one earring in, and eventually I'm gonna do something about it. But for now, I've just got one earring. My first detention was in year 7. This girl didn't particularly like me, and well, we didn't really like her either, and so we kind of like, we weren't nice to her, but like we didn't really do anything wrong, but she got her dad to come in and say like, oh, they're bullying us. So yeah, we had to sit in the principal's office for like a whole of lunchtime, and that was just the hardest thing I ever had to do. I think I started crying, and yeah, no, it wasn't fun at all. But anyway, my first teddy bear, I can't really remember what my first one was. Like, I'm sure I've had many before the ones that I remember, but the first one that I remember specifically was my Gracie doll. I can't find her at the minute, but she's in my room somewhere, which, given the state of my room, I'm not surprised that I can't find her. But yeah, she's in there somewhere. She's just like a plain old doll with yellow strands of hair, and I used to love plaiting it. That's how I taught myself how to braid, actually, because I used to sit and play with her hair for so long. What was the first sport you were involved with? Once again, I'm pretty sure I must have done some kind of sport before I was in year 3, but none that I can particularly remember. But yeah, I did netball, and I've done netball since year 3 every year up until last year. Regrettably, our netball team could not get our crap together this year, but you know, hopefully next year we'll be able to do it again. And yep. What is the first thing that you do when you get home? I have this thing about public toilets, and I don't use them ever. So the first thing that I do when I walk into my house is go to the bathroom, because yeah, ew, public toilets, yuck. And lastly, when was your first kiss? My first kiss was with my first boyfriend in year 11. It was Valentine's Day, you know, very romantic, and we went to see a movie. It was a double date, and yeah, that was my first kiss. Anyway, so yeah, that's my first tag. I hope you all enjoyed it, and you know, comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, that's cool. And yeah,